Hey, how you doing? I'm Dr. Dave with Paragon Chiropractic. We have another blog. Um, and tonight's story is entitled, So, What the Heck Was That All About? I'll get you thinking a little bit. All right, so welcome back to the blogs. So the last five blogs were pretty interesting, right? They certainly were not all there is to know about reading labels, but you really do want to start reading the labels, not looking at packaging because they can do all sorts of wonderful things with packaging, but the ingredients are the ingredients, so you have to read those labels. So I hope you were able to learn a few things from those last blogs, and not just a bunch of vocabulary words to show off to your friends about how cool you are, and I'll let you know what polyunsaturated fatty acids are and things along those lines, but that you're able to read labels and really understand what it is you're putting into your body and what those things do. You know, you think, it just goes in a tube and comes out the other end. If that's all that happens, we don't need any more blogs, but that's not what happens. I thought this blog I might do a summary of sorts and perhaps make a little outline so that you can think with all the stuff that you've learned. Good. Hang on one second here. One of the first things that need to be understood is that your body is a sum total of all the things you put in your mouth. Okay? All the stuff that you eat and drink. It's important to keep in mind that the foods and drinks we consume are made of things, which in turn are made of things, which in turn are made of things. You get the idea. It's just, that's all. I think of a car. You look at your car and you say it's a car, right? Yeah, but the car is comprised of many parts, which were made of many parts and many parts and many parts, and then even more and more and more parts. When a person goes to eat some type of food, that food is made of many, many different things, right? I'm not sure how it is with a car, but with foods, the fewer the parts, the better. I think they say if you read a label and there's more than 8 items on the label, don't eat it. There just shouldn't be. You remember the old generic days. If you grabbed an apple, it should just say apple, right? Not a whole bunch of other things. All right. So this is why it's so important to read the labels and eat those foods that are closest to being nutrient-dense whole foods. For example, salads are good for us, right? After all, they're mostly vegetables, right? Without getting into the whole organic and pesticide stuff, what happens if you put croutons on the salad? Those are more parts, right? And the salad's not as good anymore. And what about the dressing? The label says it's made from safflower seed oil and has high fructose corn syrup in it. This is no longer a healthy salad. In fact, it will cause inflammation and set off a terrible insulin response and make it difficult for you to burn fat for energy and eventually lead to every disease known to mankind. And I'm not kidding. Those elevated insulin levels are a huge problem. If we don't do it, or next time you get blood work done from someplace, make sure you also get a fasting insulin, and then let us know what that number is. It should be below 25. That's something to consider. Like my aunt was here in town, and I was kind of giving her a hard time. She doesn't really like vegetables. If she eats a salad, it's more for the salad dressing. So I was telling Dr. Diane we should just find a popsicle to melt and pour on the... That's for you, Aunt Vicky, in case you're listening. Good. Now, if you take that salad, that healthy salad with the croutons and the high fructose corn syrup salad oil and all the vegetable oils and things along those particular lines, and then wash it down with a diet soda and a basket full of bread, you're donezo, as the kids say. That's a waste of time. You'd have probably been better off just to eat a Big Mac. Let's see if that's what I said. High fructose corn syrup, no kidding, donezo. Yeah, you might as well have had a Big Mac. I've got this printed, and half the printing is on one sheet and then onto another sheet. So if it looks like I'm going all over the place. It's because I am. So, all right. So let's look at a little chart of sorts that might help you decide how you should eat. If you want to know why, I'd suggest you read Genius Foods by Max Lugavere. All right. Okay, when thinking about the healthiest way to eat, consider the following. Low in processed carbohydrates and polyunsaturated oils. Okay, that makes sense. High in omega-3 fatty acids like EPA and DHA, which you find in fish oils and things like that. High in monounsaturated oils and fatty acids like coconut oil and I think avocado and things along those lines. It does amazing things for you. The food should always be nutrient-dense, whole, vegetable-y type foods, right? And we talked about that earlier in some earlier blogs. And you want small amounts of saturated fats from properly raised, animal sources. At the end of the day, it's the fat and sugar combination, right, that's going to kill you. Think of a donut. Perfect. That's fat and that's sugar, and that's going to kill you. Good. It's highly addictive and highly unhealthy and eventually, as I said, highly deadly. If a person simply adhered to one step, that is, ate a diet low in processed carbohydrates and with very few, if any, polyunsaturated vegetable fats and oils, this would be the miracle math equation of addition by subtraction. So those would be the crappiest things. And it's like, where do you find those? Processed foods. So what you're saying, Dr. Dave, is if I eat, just not even worry about it, but just eat real food instead of processed food, I'm actually going to come out ahead, addition by subtraction. It's exactly what I'm saying. So and that's what I said. And then if that person did that within an 11-hour time-restricted eating window, so they only ate 11 hours a day, man, you're on the correct path. You're on your way. And then there's the other part, and continue to do so. That's the major part. There's no such thing as a healthy status, as a health status is healthy, if you understand what I'm saying. It's not like, well, I ate a couple salads, now I'm officially healthy. So now I can go back to drinking, Jack Daniels and eating birthday cake for every meal, right? Because I'm healthy. I got that. I can check that off. Unfortunately, no, it's something you need to continue to work at because there's no status. So what would this look like? Your diet would essentially be nutrient-dense whole foods, real food, just how Mother Nature made it, which we just talked about. In most cases, as soon as there enters a man-made component, be very wary and read those labels. Well, I'm being called to dinner, and what am I having? Tonight, broiled salmon with lemon, arugula salad with green beans and onions, smothered in extra virgin olive oil, black pepper, and avocado wedges, also smothered in extra virgin olive oil. I've got to go to my other sheet here. Yep. I'll have water to drink, and for dessert, frozen blueberries with about 3 scoops of full-fat plain yogurt and cinnamon. I will have finished dinner about 6:30 p.m., which is my time-restricted eating window. So my kitchen closes for the day. My first bite in the morning is about 10:30, 11 o'clock. Shut it down by 6:30. That's 7.5, 8 hours a day that I eat. And I do not eat a single bite after 6:30. And as we can talk about, because these organs need to shut down. If you eat something and your pancreas is going, it's probably going to grind away for about 7 hours. So if you eat something, a nice little piece of chocolate or something, or a cookie before you go to bed, your pancreas is going to be grinding away the whole night when it's supposed to be rebuilding itself and repairing itself and getting ready for the next day. It never rested. In this day of touchy-feely and fair, that's not fair to your pancreas. And that your pancreas will not be fair to you. So Not too bad. Some yogurt, that's been processed, but it is full fat milk. It's got bugs, and the extra virgin olive oil was pressed, but it's still good. Still a real good dinner. All right. How about that? Let me see if I can find this. All right, not too bad. Good, we did that. Still pretty good. Okay, we'll see if I have more to say with this blog next time. And as you can tell, this is the first of 4, so I guess I did have more to say about it. But we'll hold it off at that. Yeah, just kind of get an idea. If you listen and you look at what I ate for dinner that night, compare it to what you'll have for dinner, what you have for lunch and stuff and things along those lines. As you look at that, all of those foods actually do something good for me. They don't mess things up. They don't make bad things. So I'm actually making myself healthy with the food that I eat. All right, so we'll leave it at that. Here is one amazing thing that I want you to look up. There's Max Lugavere. He has an amazing e-booklet that you can help you navigate menus and supermarkets. You just click on to the link, and there should be a link here, which I don't see. So, not good. Yeah, you'll have to get in touch with us, but that would be good. All right, we'll take care, and next blog, we'll see you later. Thank you.